Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back with the Paladins video. Hope you're all doing well. Of course, we're on the new patch. We're playing some Caspian today, very similar to with Cadence, who's been sort of reworked to the point of being much better, at least for me. They've done some really cool changes to Caspian, but don't know if he's fully back yet. We'll have to see. I haven't played him yet, but the changes on paper are kind of sick. Specifically, Rogue's tempo and obviously measured cadence also affected by it. Is going to feel much better because of the way they changed his Q to now just be at the single projectile speed, which I think is max of what it was before. You don't have to like charge it up with your stacks and stuff, so it's just always consistent. It is also now a cripple for 1.25. I think it got nerfed from the BTS, the cripple specifically. Measured cadence is also different. It's no longer like a slow or whatever it was before. It's now just cooldown reduction for the Q, which I think is kind of fine. Definitely different. Overall, these are just changes that make Caspian different, and I think for me, probably better, but I could also see, just like with Kinessa, how people might not like these changes as much, especially with the speed card, which I kind of hate to see getting nerfed here down to 15 at 5% scaling from 12 and 12, so the max is 35. I guess it's kind of a good thing because you can run other cards a bit higher level and not run this as much, but yeah, definitely kind of hate to see pretty much all of what Caspian used to be. I still have the setup here, just titled RIP, just nerfed, changed and changed. Yeah, he's a very different character now, but this was kind of the last thing that was kind of like old Caspian. And we'll see how it plays. I'm not sure how much of a difference it will actually noticeably be, but nearly forgot to mention, but I suppose to make up for it, kind of, they've reduced the cooldown of Rogue's tempo to 9 from 11, and daily momentum from 13 to 11. So he's got a bit more movement, a bit more CC, although technically you don't slow with this anymore. Alright, so for game 1, it's Siege Ascension Peak. I will say I haven't played Caspian in a minute. We got a Solar Healer Pip, who's level 0. Kind of worrying. We got a Charlene, Anara, and a Vivian. Soundtrack Mega Potion. Treasure should help out quite a bit. Suspect everybody. Shuffle is going to be a pain. Exaction, Oppressor, and Solar Blessing. I don't really know what I want to do here with Caspian, but I'm kind of just scared in general. Team I played to start it off. You hate to see it. That cripple didn't seem to work. That was kind of weird. Can we finish off the, enemy Furia? I'm being chased. I'm just going to try and get rid of the Kinessa maybe. Cripple missed. Some decent damage, but I do like to see that it's consistent. It is going at like the full speed, but it's hitting for 600, which is kind of nice. I just for some reason thought a cripple was a root. A root would be a massive buff to it. A cripple isn't really that much different from what it was before. You are stopping movement, which is kind of nice, but I think you're mainly doing it for the damage and just to be kind of annoying. Like if I hit the Cassie there, we can stop it from rolling, but definitely you've done this before and gotten like a cripple mixed up with a root for some reason. There's not really many things that root in the game. For some reason I constantly think that when I'm crippling somebody, they're going to be rooted. Let's go for the ultimate, see if we can get rid of the Fury here or just any of them. Yeah, Measure Cadence is helping a bit with the Q getting it more often, but because it's not a root and it is just a cripple, dead there to the Kinessa, I should be going after it to be honest. But what I was trying to say is even though this is worse than for some reason I had in my head, it is still better than it was before. The projectile speed is the main reason, and also the cooldowns a little bit. But yeah, I'm surprised they actually nerfed this from the PTS because 2 seconds of a cripple doesn't seem that crazy, but 1.25 is definitely not ridiculous. Especially if you get the damage though, it can kind of add up, but getting stacks is still kind of tough with them though, which is sort of the main thing Caspian's always sort of had as an issue. Like we can cripple the Kinessa and stop it from getting away, but our damage output just is not that crazy. If we get measured cadence and we get lucky timing and we hit everything, we can clear them, but compared to a lot of other flankers, it's a hard sell, I think, for Caspian. Go behind here, go for the ultimate, see if we can get rid of the Cassie. That was sort of alright, there we go. Nice, cripple there through the Nyx, not really doing very much with that, and we're gone. Problem I'm having though, like I sort of said earlier, that was some decent damage on the Cassie, is getting stacked. It really does not feel like I'm able to do it super easily, and the speed buff is also noticeably worse. That was another thing that I wanted to point out for sure. Nearly got rid of her. Yeah, 35% speed is significantly less than like 60% that we were getting before, so I don't even know if I'd run this card 5 compared to maybe buffing out some other stuff like keeping the stacks longer or something. Definitely need to play him more to know for sure, but I'm actually just surprised they nerfed him from the BTS, especially with the way they nerfed the card down to like 35% at max. I'm surprised they put it down that much instead of like, I don't know, 40% or something. I'm dead. I was trying to like linger for some reason and I was going to maybe go around for flank or something. My like positioning and game awareness so far in the 2 I've played so far in this update has been horrendous. Pop the ultimate, maybe get rid of the Cassie. Yeah, there we go, that works. I feel like if you've got measured cadence hitting the entire time and you're spamming the key, your damage output is actually pretty good. We're going to jump away from that. I guess we're alright. Still dead. You know what I mean? He feels more output focused than before. Don't know if I can explain it better than that, to be honest. But, let's just see if we can get rid of the Fury here. There we go. That actually worked somehow. It's not going to really matter, but we got rid of the healer. I'm trying my best to go around and flank. I'm not really trying to play him like a damage here, even though he's a bit better at that than I think he was before. Anyway, there we go. 2-2. And I've said this before for sure in other Caspian videos, but ever since they changed him from sort of the way he was originally when he was really, really good, he never really feels like he's making a massive impact. Even at the end, if you actually have a decent stat, he still feels like he's doing significantly less than you actually are a lot of the time. Don't really know what I'm doing, but just trying to play a bit of a damage, bit of a flanker all in one. Don't want to use both my movements here, but I think we've had enough time to sort of charge it. I'm in a bad spot, but Cassie should be gone. There we go. Kinessa did see me for sure. Cripple on the Talus. Took a little minute. We're all right. If we just get the point, I think that's fine. There's a cripple. Did we hit both of them? I don't know. They're both on like no health. They're both gone. I feel like actually finishing the jobs at the moment is going to be kind of tough on Caspian. You need your team to help out a little bit. Anyway, we've got the cap 3-2. This match has been so scuffed. Trying to actually comment on this has been really awkward, but hitting their Fury has been nearly impossible just from the way her model is with the way she moves and stuff on Caspian. For some reason giving me a ton of trouble. We're going to go up here, get a cripple combo there on the Nyx. That's some good damage. Do I go for an ultimate? I don't really know what I want to do here. I feel like we should go around and try and do something. That's a Cassie. Okay, there's also Kinessa. Somehow I didn't take anything there. Do I go field just to scare them and then hold it for a little minute? Play like a damage. There goes the Nyx. Hello, Cassie. There's some damage. Nice. Yeah, you definitely still have the sort of oomph you need on Caspian to make plays work, but the focus you sort of have on Caspian I feel like is very different than it normally is. I'm going to try and keep Kinessa in spawn. I guess Pip had the same idea and went for the ultimate. If we somehow got the victory there, I really don't know. I don't think that Taz was there right at the end because he was doing the weird sort of move the bots do. 45, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we only just about managed to win it. I feel like we weren't even going that crazy there. Caspian was kind of awkward to play. First game in ages, but 13-11-66k, I'm fine with that. We could have done better for sure, but that is solid. Charlene did really well. Pip actually surprisingly did a really good job there as well. The Inara's damage is kind of low. Vivian's is also really low there. On their side, Cassie did work, Kinessa did work. I feel like we were flanking more than I probably usually would there on Caspian, even though I think he's a little bit less tailored to it now, which is weird. Fury did alright, Nyx did alright, and then Taz I'm pretty sure was a bot for most of it. Don't know if I'd actually say he's better or worse, just different, and you've now got different trade-offs compared to what you had before. You've got less speed, but you've got lower cooldowns, you've got higher damage, but less CC. Build-wise, I feel like you could do some work though. I have tweaked the build a little bit. I've removed some of the speed and put in the card that gives you stacks when you hit your Rogue's Tempo, your Q, just to see how that feels, and kept the F speed, kept the F distance. You're not really doing too much with the cards though, that's my whole point is. They could do some really cool stuff there, and all you're doing is buffing your F a tiny bit, giving yourself a bit of speed, maybe some stacks, maybe sort of extending a duration of something, but they are really impactful. The cards make a difference, it's just not as much as all of the characters, if you get what I mean. But Drogo's Fura, Cassie, and Maeve versus Xin, Ceres, Ray, Koga, and Fernando into game 2. Hopefully we're a little bit better. Maybe this build will work better. We'll see. It should though. There is the matchup for game 2, and yeah, in we go. Throw a Q early. That actually landed, but only hit for 266 somehow. The speed permanently being on the projectiles is super nice. Your damage when you are stacked is still kind of crazy, but yeah, I think getting the stacks on the Q is going to make a really big difference. We'll see, but it's also the first time I've seen Forsake on Ceres, which I need to make a video on, of course, sometime soon. There's the stacks, which missed, but she's still gone. Do want to hold both the weapons down, obviously, if we get a chance. Damage on that right-click spam is kind of crazy. If we throw the Q through and get 3 stacks on somebody, I think that's kind of worth doing, although it seems to have some sort of damage drop-off now, which I don't know if it had before. I'm just not remembering that, but the Q doesn't hit for 600 if you hit somebody at a distance with it, which is really weird. There's a Q through the Fernando. Missed it. I'm dead. That wasn't even aimed at me. We were going to die there anyway. And we can get rid of the Xin. There we go. I'm playing Super Scout, but yeah, the Q seems to have drop-off or something. If we land it, we get so many stacks that feels terrible when we don't, but it's definitely a better build, I think, to run, because now the speed is obviously nerfed. 5% of level compared to getting 3 stacks on that Q. Just crippled the Ceres. That was a massive showcase there for the buff to it. Massively better. Yeah, let's just get rid of the Fernando shield. That ultimate there. Completely denied by one man's ability. Shot Q there on the Fernando. Yeah, we're back up to full stacks, and now you can just sort of shred. You obviously still have the ammo that you have to pay attention to, but I think this is a much better version of the build. I don't know if I've seen this before, but I would highly recommend this over getting like 10% extra. Instead, you're getting like 3 stacks on that Q that you're able to spam more because of the talent change and the cooldowns being there, especially with Chronos. You are using it a lot more than before. My opinion, obviously, I did say this was a first impression sort of video, but being able to get stacks so much faster than before. If you see here, we hit the cripple and then we're full stacks still. It's kind of crazy. You could even put it to 4, but I don't think you need to. I think 3 is probably enough. Like if we go on the Ceres here, we hit the Q with full effectiveness. That stun is brutal. I think I'm dead. You've got really good output, more just different than like a massive buff, if you get what I mean, even though I would still call it a buff. Obviously, my preferences are sort of included in that, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments, because I could see people maybe not liking these changes to them. But I think overall, the majority, maybe like 80% of people, would prefer this way of Caspian playing compared to before. Just going to try and get away a little bit here, dash over this way, don't like having none of my movement up. They're all stacked, I'm somehow doing no damage. There goes the Ceres, we dodged the stun. Damage output when we are stacked is kind of crazy. He's gone, go for the ultimate where we can get like a combo or something. What am I doing? Sure, dash on the Ceres, she's in the invis. Hello, Fernando, I already killed you once. I'm just lost sometimes in this one. He absorbed my hit and my Q. Xin moment. I think that's the first time I've seen Koga. He's gone. But yeah, we melted him in this one. 40-17. What a game. I don't think I played crazy, but I definitely showed the setup off. I think this one is better, especially in a game like this, a TDM, where you can just get stacked way faster by hitting people with the Q. Saw the cooldown there, just getting reset. Because I'm pretty sure it triggers multiple times when you hit multiple people. So if you get like half of your reset on your Q from hitting measured cadence, that's kind of massive if people are sort of stacked. It's obviously not going to happen most of the time, but yeah, sort of scales sort of like Fernando Fireball a little bit, but we melted there. Caspian felt way better. That is a massive change to the build, which I kind of felt after playing game 1. Way better. The rest of the stats are on screen for you. If you're interested, I'll drop the commendations, because I always forget to do it, and I have enough of them that I should be doing this in a lot of the matches that I play. That was a really good one. Shouts to the team, but Caspian, 100% worked there. Much better version of the build, especially now with the changes. I don't know if I'd recommend this before, but with the way he is at the moment, yeah, you definitely want that trade-off. Also going to put this card in there to reset the F a little bit. After playing the matches with Caspian, I don't see myself tweaking it more than this. Pretty much perfect, but maybe I'll revisit him sometime soon in like the next couple of weeks and give you an updated version of it. But let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys all very, very soon. I appreciate you staying all the way till the end. And as always, stay frosty.